will we get the music?
Right, enough. Goodness. Welcome one and all. I've decided to call a series of discussions going forward henceforth from here with various fine people like fine Coach Fine Stephen, who's fine. And we're going to call these unacceptable views. Unacceptable, because what we're going to do is we're going to espouse all sorts of unacceptable narrative, aren't we, Stephen?
We are, yes. Well, you can work out at home if you think it's an unacceptable view. The jury's out on most of what we say, isn't it?
And if we want your opinion on that, we will tell you what it is.
Yes. A bit like Keir Starmer, who wants freedom and 16 million to vote, but they're not allowed to go on social media and get any news unless it's from the legacy media.
That's right. So this is the same Keir Starmer, by the way, who is the current Prime Minister of the UK. For how long, we're not sure. He's hanging on for grim life and death, whatever it is. But this is the same bloke who says that 4-year-old children are quite mature enough to decide what gender they are, and indeed to be supported to transition surgically if necessary. But people who are under 18 are not mature enough to go on social media. But people who are 16 are mature enough to vote. This is the same Keir Starmer who yesterday said there will be no further U-turns. He's known for U-turning, by the way. I'm known for making that fucking ice pop, but that's another story for another day. He's known for U-turning, and he said there'll be no more U-turns yesterday. And within 2 hours, he made 2 more U-turns.
Oh, you turned on the U-turns.
First of all, he made a U-turn on no more U-turns. And second of all, he made a U-turn on cancelling the council election votes for 4.5 million Britons. Precisely because he got some legal advice that cancelling those elections was not a legal move, which is strange.
Can I add to that, Bart?
Oh, please do, yes.
Yes. Yeah. That's been spun as Farage has cost the country because he managed to challenge the cancellation of democracy. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable.
To put it down to Farage having sorted it out, I think is a stretch.
No, they're saying he's cost the country money by daring to stand up. Yeah, daring to stand up for it. Yeah,
I see.
Unbelievable.
Well, at the end of the day, democracy does cost money, doesn't it, to run?
Can I tell you the latest thing that's definitely going to make your eyes roll?
Go on then.
All right. The head of prison services wants to stop calling offenders or inmates.
Yeah.
He wants to call them colleagues.
Yeah. Colleagues. Now, colleagues. It's like me referring to my fine supporters as staff, isn't it? Right, now staff. Or indeed, we should probably introduce my colleague. Here's my colleague.
Yes.
Hello.
Are you retarded?
Are you retarded?
No, I can't do the impression.
Well, you go and twiddle the knobs, Ted. Good boy. Good boy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. What else? Oh, of course, the last 5 years, they've been recording all the data for all the court cases. So it's really easily searchable. It's a fantastic database for people interested in law and, anyone that wants to, challenge and that's been deleted.
Yes, let's delete the court records.
Yes.
Nothing says that we're above reproach more than quickly sweep everything under the carpet. Delete the records.
What was that with Ribeye Rob, by the way? You put a super chat up, but I didn't know what he was talking about.
Oh, Ribeye Rob was talking about a great man. I presume he means Farage.
Ah, right.
Stepping up and saving us all. That's what diverted me from what you were saying, Stephen, because I was reading what Rob was saying. And I think calling Farage a great man is probably a stretch, and I think suggesting that he's saved the UK is a stretch. I think you need to understand that Farage is part of the establishment. He is a member of the UK Parliamentary Uni Party. It's just a different flavour on the same. Yeah, there's only one option going around currently who is actually offering and meaningfully going to do something different, and it's Rupert. It's Rupert Lowe.
Rupert Lowe, yeah.
Yes. And I think that people who take the time to check into what's going on there will see what I'm talking about. He's the only one that's providing any sense of a way out of this, because otherwise you've got, I mean, it's called the Uni Party for a reason. It doesn't matter what flavour or what colour rosette these guys are wearing. They're all thick as thieves. They're all colleagues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I agree. I absolutely agree. So what you're doing, Bart, right now is trying to get us both banned as quickly as possible, yeah?
That's why it's called Unacceptable Views.
Yes.
We're going to espouse all sorts of unacceptable narrative. We're going to do that unashamedly on all the platforms that we're allowed to for as long as we're allowed to. Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a super sticker as well, I think, from Low Carb.
I have.
So simple.
There it is. Look at this. Have a look at that. See what that one says. No commentary. It's low carbo simple. Good. €2.49. Are they called euro cents or what are they called?
Euros.
Yeah. So what's 0.49 of a euro called? Are they called cents or are they called Eurundas or what are they called? I don't know.
I don't know. We've got the good old British pound, mate. Pound, shillings, and pence.
The pound.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
I genuinely don't know what the 49's called, but someone in the chat will put us right.
Yeah, I don't know if it has a denomination. Maybe it doesn't. Let's see who's in the house, and you can tell us what we're going to actually talk about today, Stephen.
Well, I mean, I'll share with you that I had a fantastic interview with Dr. Malcolm Kendrick, author of the Cholesterol Con, Doctoring Data, and his most famous book, The Clot Thickens.
The Clot Thickens, yes.
And he's very funny and incredibly generous with his time. And I will be really honest with people. I'm not a massive, influence in this space. I have like 40,000 followers. So I never expect anyone to give me lots of time. I had Dr. David Unwin and he was very generous. He gave me like an hour and 10 minutes. And I'm always conscious that I don't want to take too much time up. Malcolm would have given me 5-6 hours, and I had to. It's the first one I've ever had to say, look, I've really got to go because I've got a consultation. It's such a shame because the information. In fact, I don't think this is absolutely true. I don't think for an hour and a half I've ever heard such consistent, on point information. Which, I mean, he knows his stuff. And also, I mean, for people that don't know him, taken to court by the Daily Mail. Took them to court over the claims because he was smeared along with Zoe Harcum and Asim Mohatra, and they won in court because it was just fallacious stuff about them.
Fallacious, yes.
I knew you'd like it, but in the court, what the lovely people, the cholesterol treatment trialists collaboration, shot themselves in the foot because all the emails had to become public, and there it is in black and white. The three main people on the board at that, Rory Collins being the main one, were clearly talking to journalists, just basically saying, as blunt as this, we've got to smear these people. We've got to, really go for them and make sure that they never speak again. That sort of thing. Nothing to do with science and nothing to do with adverse effects and side effects, but purely just to smear them, not to fight with facts. When you start to attack the person and not the facts, that's when I think it is almost an admission of lying. So I just couldn't take my hat off more to him because it was just incredible what they did, and they really went through it for 5 years and came out, exonerated, which is really good. And I'm going to just try and get him back on, once the video has been released. It's the most popular members video I've ever released as well. So just amazing, an amazing guy. And yes, he doesn't believe LDL has anything to do with cardiovascular disease.
Oh, wash his mouth out with soap then. Goodness gracious.
Well, perhaps
we better introduce him to Terry Simpson, who knows all about this. Put me in my place, he did Terry?
Oh, I saw that. You were absolutely on the ropes, mate. On the ropes.
My word, I've never been such a, Oh, my God. Yeah. I look, to be honest with you, and let's be honest, I really don't think he did any better than Richard fucking Burgess, who has no more than a high school diploma if he's got one of those.
Now, Burgess can bench press more, mate. You're missing that.
Oh, I did forget that. Goodness, it must have been that PTSD from being ring punched so much. But, you would expect a bloke who claims to be an expert in medicine when he's actually not, he's just an MD, who claims to be an expert on all matters, actually, from, well, when I say from his posts on the X platform, actually, it's all LLM stuff. There's not a single thing there that he's actually written himself there. One or two responses, which you could, because the style's different, you can tell he's actually written the response himself. But all the OPs, the original posts or originating posts, if you like, all of those are clearly, obviously generated by some kind of AI. And it's just this torrent, this voluminous torrent of excremental garbage from this bloke, Terry Simpson. Not a single actual remotely valid, robust scientific fact amongst it.
No.
And just absolutely stunning hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And contradicting himself every other post. It's just if you want to follow that, you should probably follow this guy here on the X platform. He's good over there. I keep telling him maybe tone it down a bit. He won't have it. I can't do a thing with him, Stephen.
No, well,
he's his own bear. If you do follow Ted over there, for God's sake, respect his identity, though. For goodness sake, you bigots. It's not hard.
What do people say about him?
They think he's me.
Well, he's not, obviously.
Of course, look, two different individuals. Look, we don't even look similar. I'm not yellow and furry, mostly. This guy is his own bear. Follow him on X. HRH_Ted. He's here all week. Yeah. So there it is. Right. Oh, okay. Rightio. So Rob was talking about Rupert Lowe being the great man who stepped up. Well, you're right, Rob.
Oh, right. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Well done. That's who you was referring to. Well done, Rob. Absolutely spot on correct. Yeah. I mean, Rupert's making all the right noises. And he's not compromised by all the stuff that these other clowns are compromised by. Including the bloke like Farage, who claims to be the solution, who claims to be the answer. He's absolutely sick as thieves with the rest of them on the clot shot.
Yeah.
He was involved in pushing the thing. For that reason alone, you can't vote for Nigel Farage. You folks in the UK. He's unfit.
So Rupert is the guy then.
Yeah.
Until the next thing. What I worry about is the controlled opposition, because it's diluting everything, isn't it? That's the thing, which does worry me. But anyway. Yeah.
Politicians hate us. Yes, they want us all gone, don't they? Bloody peasants. Eh? If only we weren't here to cause trouble and pay taxes or something.
Yes. Have we got to any unacceptable views yet?
I think we've been pretty unacceptable already, haven't we? Goodness gracious. Yeah.
Yes.
We've shown our conservative bent. Well, I'm not really conservative. People say I'm conservative. I'm really not. I'm actually libertarian.
Yes. Freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom of thought. Autonomy.
Yes.
Yes.
Self-sovereignty in every respect. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's the same problem here in the former New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 4-party uni-party, really. We have a different electoral system here in New Zealand. We have what's called mixed member proportional representation, and that's different from first past the post in that what happens is we have 120 seats in our parliament total. 60 of those seats are electorate seats, which are run by first past the post. So you stand representing party A in that electorate, and if you get more votes than party B, you are the MP for that electorate and you get that seat. Then once all those electorates are decided and who's won those and whatever else, then they take the proportion of the vote for every given party in the country and they split the rest of the 60 seats up according to that, so long as you make a threshold of 5% of the total vote, and you get a share of those seats according to that vote. And so what happens is you get a bunch of minor parties that get in there with 10, 11, 12 seats, and they become the tail that wags the dog.
Ah, right.
Because they hold the balance of power. So they say, we're a one purpose party, like the New Zealand Aotearoa Legalised Cannabis Party, for example.
All right.
They never got 10 seats, so they never got to wag the dog. And they couldn't organise themselves out of a wet paper bag anyway for some reason. But I'm here all week. I'm here all week.
Yeah.
But what we do have is we have 4 parties vying for a meaningful share of the parliamentary split here. And we've got an election coming up this year. But unfortunately, there are no options. There is no Rupert Lowe here.
Right.
Yeah, we have the equivalent of the Nigel Farage, and he's a bloke called Winston Peters. And he runs a party which is called New Zealand First, But actually what it is Winston First. And this is Winston Peters, who is complicit with the clot shot and who did promote the thing and say, come on, people, stop dragging the chain, everybody go and get clot shotted. So he's unfit, he can't be voted for on that one thing alone. Secondly, this is the bloke who several elections ago made a coalition agreement to put Jacinda Ardern, that Harridan, that absolutely inhuman cunt, put her in power. She was the one that caused all the trouble down here during the fuckery. And she was a minority prime minister, and she was there because of Winston Peters, who put her there against the will of the electorate. The share of the vote clearly suggesting he should have made a coalition with the larger, the actual Conservative Party in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So he can't be trusted. And now he's saying, I'm going to stand on the platform, absolutely bottom line, unnegotiable, of abolishing. There are a number of seats, which I forgot to mention earlier, there's a number of seats in the New Zealand Parliament that, get this, are called the Maori seats. Right? And they are set aside and they are contested by people who, rather than being on the general electorate, elect to be on the Maori electorate. It's apartheid. These are race-based representation seats.
It's awful.
Awful.
It is.
Now, if we said there are X number of seats in our parliament that no Maori person is allowed to stand for or sit or get, there'd be an uproar, wouldn't there?
Yes. Yes. They can't.
Anyway, that's what we've got. So this guy, who is also half Maori himself, Winston Peters, by the way, I think it is saying, I'm standing on the platform of, we're going to abolish these seats, this apartheid racist nonsense. We're sick of this. And it's non-negotiable, he says. He said that before he went into coalition with Jacinda Ardern 2 elections ago. And apparently, according to her, it was never mentioned again during the negotiations. The man cannot be trusted.
No.
So, that's what we got. And then we've got a party that pretends to be a libertarian party, but they just don't really get anywhere near it. And then we've got the two major parties, the red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what we're stuck with. Anyway, sorry to bore you with the New Zealand politics, but that's what it is. Yeah.
Well, you need to get it off your chest. It's clearly upsetting you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I might have to stand myself. What do you think? People, should I stand for New Zealand Parliament? That'd rack them up, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yes. They'd find some way to stop it.
Yeah, there you go. It's Eurocents.
Eurocents.
Do they have any sense in the Eurozone?
It doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? Eurocents.
Eurocents. No. Hello, Coach Casey. Anyway, what should we talk about? Politics is pretty dry stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. We're talking of dry. Isn't there someone talking about creatine and electrolytes? Isn't there
There
a
are.
question?
There we go. Can a dose of creatine cause electrolyte imbalance? Stephen, go.
Very doubtful. Very doubtful.
Yeah.
I mean, draws water into the muscle, which possibly is real. Maybe thinking about that, but it's very unlikely it would deplete electrolytes. If you're, so don't forget, if you can drink pure water, but you can't urinate out pure water. So that would be the thing. If you're drinking not enough water or drinking too much, then the word too much is implies anything that's excessive. So yeah, I just think it's about drinking to thirst, using your urine as the guide. If it's clear, you're probably drinking too much water, pure water. And if it's dark, then you're not drinking enough. So that's completely free. You just have to look at your urine. But, you don't make much money with that advice. If you are taking creatine, which is used by a lot of people, I think it's the most studied supplement ever or something like that, and you are feeling dehydrated, or you've had labs that show you're dehydrated, I would just add a little bit of salt to your water. So if you've got a glass of water like that could last you a day with a quarter teaspoon of salt. I think that's what you'd need to do personally. But
is that when you prepared earlier?
Yes, here's what I made earlier. Yes.
Lovely.
A mineral water you can get in a glass bottle, that's so even that is a good way of doing it. That's a really cheap way of doing it as well. You can reuse the glass bottle if you need to. And we've got a reverse osmosis machine, but it has a mineralizer on it, which is easy for me to say. But yeah,
apparently it's not. Oh, lovely. All right. Speaking of minerals, which supplements are we secretly taking to stop our bones from melting? That's an allusion to another ignoramus named of Dr. James DeNicoli, No Ideas, who claims that eating only meat will cause your bones to dissolve.
Although there's no clinical experience in my 16 years of doing this of that. In fact, people with DEXA scans, people with MRIs, people with just however they present, have seen the reversal of osteoporosis and osteopenia, clinically being told it's being reversed with this way of eating and resistance training. I'm not secretly taking vitamin D3, but people ask me about calcium and moving it around. I'm not secretly taking vitamin K2 with MK4 or MK7, but some people do that. I'm not secretly taking magnesium, but so there are supplements that people do take, but I don't think there's anybody, and the reason I name those, I don't think there's anybody that would actually be ashamed of taking those, because they're pretty mainstream. And but we're definitely not doing it secretly. I don't worry about it at all. No. And Jane, my wife, did actually have osteopenia and did reverse it just with resistance training and more meat. Simple.
Awesome. Very good. Yeah, I personally, the only supplements I regularly take at all are not even nutritional supplements to speak of. They are cereal products. Yep. Namely Stem Enhance Ultra, Sciactive, and Plasma Flow, which you can get from Stephen, can't you?
Yeah. Yes, and here it is. I'm lucky. In the UK, we've got hardcore carnivore version of it now, which I'm so proud to actually have.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So yes, Hardcore Carnivore is now available in the UK and European zone markets for Sorol. For those of you that live in those areas, you can get that. It's been available in New Zealand and Australia for a bit. The formulation, the hardcore formulation, was kind of my baby, my idea. We had a number of people who said, yes, it's a great product, but, we're not going to put anything into our bodies that comes from a plant. And the capsule is a cellulose capsule in the standard product. And also the flow agent is an inert rice starch. So we've taken those things out of there, and we've got bovine capsule in the Hardcore Carnivore version instead. And the flow agent is now silica. That's really the only. Well, also the standard edition contains fucoidin, which comes from a seaweed, which isn't a plant anyway, but there it is. The Hardcore Carnivore doesn't contain fucoidin, not because it's a plant, it isn't. It was to do with supply at the time, actually. So I'm hoping it'll go back in because fucoidin is quite useful in the product. Anyway, so Stem Enhance Ultra causes your bone marrow to release your adult stem cells, which then do magics, renewing and repairing all sorts of cells and tissues around your body. They also have the effect, it is known, a little bit anti-inflammatory. And there is talk of an anti-cancer cell apoptosis mechanism, which works via exosomes, actually, that the stem cells exude in the tens of thousands per hour. So that's handy. The Cyactive is an anti-inflammatory, which works on both LOX and COX pathways, for those that are interested in the pathways and how it works. So that's a natural anti-inflammatory. And Plasma Flow is an enzyme-based preparation that breaks down fibrin deposits in your microvasculature, thus allowing blood and cells to get to where they need to go, into the capillary beds, to be distributed around your body and do stuffs and things, magics, basically. So both Stephen and I warmly recommend this product as being a great thing. It does exactly what it says it does on the tin. My story, you can see my story about my experience with it, if you like, with my eyesight, as well as fibromyalgia to some degree, and a bunch of other problems as well.
Excellent.
You just got to try the stuff. What do you say, Stephen? Do you think people just need to try the stuff, take our word for it, or?
Well, nothing beats personal experience. I mean, that's the truth. And I serendipitously had a fantastic experience that came out of a flood and my roof collapsing and not being able to afford the Stem Enhance. So I had to stop for a few months, and I was under a lot of stress, money stress, and we moved into this house, and like I say, the roof was very poor. But when we were back on our feet and I went back on the Stem Enhance, I noticed the difference. So that is an interventional experiment for me. And yes, there's confounders, but I'm always saying this. Yes, there was less stress and less I was back on my feet. But practical things like, for instance, the skin rash that I got that came back slightly, athlete's foot that came back slightly while I was still very strict carnivore. I didn't go off the food. Definitely helped. And also at 61, doing five-a-side football and getting some serious kicking one day, not in a nasty way, but I got my foot kicked the ball, and the person that was about 20 years younger than me but not as fast was going to kick the ball and decided to kick my foot. I mean, that injury when I was 20 would have had me out for about 6 weeks, definite. And I was back within 2 weeks. So
awesome.
Yeah, I think the healing power is definitely there. I'm an old fart, I shouldn't be playing football with these youngsters, and my recovery from that injury was amazing. So yeah,
awesome.
Very
there
good.
We go.
And Jane, of course. Jane doing pole fit. So she's fit, right? She's Pilates instructor, lean, CAC score of 0, fantastic, right? Clean bill of health, basically.
Yeah.
So she's got really good grip. No rudeness, please. And she started to get some pains in her hand. So she went onto the Sorul product, and that completely went. Same thing when the flood stopped us. She stopped. It came back, and when we went back on, her pains in her hand went. So I think nothing beats trying something. I mean, I did carnivore for 30 days 6 years ago.
Yeah, still here. We are still here. Yeah, exactly. All right. So if you want to try the Sorul products, and you should, absolutely, you go to onlinecoach.sorul.com, and it'll say Mr. Stephen Thomas is your distributor. And it doesn't matter where in the world you are, by the way, you can get it from Stephen, and it will be sent to you from the local warehouse in the market in which you are, because Sorul is available in, I think it's 75 countries and territories around the world now. So there it is. Get it. It is rather good. Yes. I've been taking this stuff now for the best part of 17 years. Wow. You don't look old enough. I know. I know. Ted thinks otherwise. He thinks I look older every day. And it's mainly because I'm chasing around after him, making sure he's behaving. Yeah. He's not. Anyway, hello, Margaret in Mount Maunganui. Mount Maunganui is one of my favourite places in the world, and I was very sad to see what happened there recently with the landslips and stuff and the death and destruction. And I was even more put out by the way the local iwi decided to leverage that and use it for political gain, really. I thought that was quite disgusting myself. But there you go. That's more local affairs for you over here in the former New Zealand, now known as the totalitarian state of Hardonistan, after our first fearless leader, Jacinda Ardern, who, as we've already alluded, was put in power by the Winston First Party. I mean, this guy Winston, literally, Stephen, tarts about the place wearing a pinstripe suit. You might as well put on a gangster hat. It's incredible. Anyway, there it is. Yes, so the new party in Britain is called the Restore Britain Party. I think, is it called Restore Britain, or is it called Restore?
We're just calling it Restore. I mean, that's how it's known. Yeah, I
think it's called Restore the UK, or is it Britain? Anyway, it's Restore one of those things. Yeah. It's the Rupert Lowe Party. Restore. Yeah. I think I'll call my new party. I think I'll call it Restore New Zealand. We'll just cut and paste. The other thing that's going on in New Zealand, and back to politics, I know, is that a deal has been done by our current fearless Tory equivalent leader, a bloke by the name of Christopher Luxon, who used to be the CEO of Air New Zealand and is now the Prime Minister for some bloody reason. And he's done a deal with India, which, among other things, throws the doors open for as many Indians that want to come here as they want to, it seems. Now, I've got nothing against Indian people at all. Why would I? But New Zealand is a small country population-wise, and it's very, very easy for such a place to be overwhelmed. Yeah.
I don't understand this, because I do understand what you're saying, but it's just logistics. If you've got a football stadium and it can hold 100,000 people, and it's been worked out that that's optimal, people can move in and out, there's enough toilets, there's enough food, emergency services can get there, and the tickets are open for everybody. Well, the first thing is, if you haven't got a ticket, you shouldn't get in, because that's not fair on 100,000 people have bought a ticket. So legally entered fans, that's great. Now, if someone says, well, actually, look, we've got 5,000 people that are disadvantaged and we're just going to put them in, well, a legitimate argument would be, but that's going to put pressure on the stadium, because it's designed for 100,000. The food supply is 100,000. Oh, well, okay, well, not only are we going to put the 5,000 in, but they're not going to buy the ticket. And if you get angry about it, we're going to call you a bigot.
Yes.
Because, so the way it's all framed is just taking the common sense out of it. Absolutely taking the common sense out of it. And it's,
right.
I'm not racist. I love
Yeah.
everybody.
And while we're at it,
yes.
while we're at it, Stephen, those 5,000 that are getting into the stadium for free, they have a problem with hot dogs. Yeah. Ergo, we all need to stop selling hot dogs in the stadium because that's offensive to the 5,000 people that are there for free.
Yes. Illegally. Yeah.
Illegally there.
Yeah.
They've snuck in.
But you can't say any of that, and that's wrong as well, because
that's right.
It's just a conversation. Now, if you have
because that's racist.
Yes.
Racist.
But that example, I would like to say that, and then if someone wants to put me right, I'd like to hear them change my mind, because I might be thinking about it in a way that I haven't thought about before. So the only way to work this out is to have a proper debate and discussion. Well, they always close it down. They ban you from talking. They don't let you go to venues and talk about it. You can't do it on social media, and you get called a load of names and just
unacceptable views.
Yeah, I refer to my question earlier, or my answer earlier. When you start aiming your barbs at people rather than the facts, then that person has lost the argument, because they're not dealing with the facts. They've got all personal. So we've got a question here.
Here we go. There are times it's difficult to stick on a carnivore when on a long week vacation. Okay. What's the best approach to a reset? Is it a long fast? 48 hours is not a long fast, by the way. Is it a 48-hour fast, or is it just straight back to carnivore? What do you do? Do you even go off?
Yeah, I do. A couple of times I've said that to people. It's just been, social pressure, or I've just wanted to. But I obviously deal with a lot of people. The first thing is not to punish yourself. Make your next meal carnivore, right? If you did it, whatever the reason, if it was like a birthday party, or you went to see your grandmother who makes a homemade lasagna, which is, the best thing, and when you were 8 years old, it was the favorite food, why would you not eat it? I mean, come on. So, yeah, you've eaten it with informed consent, or you felt pressured, but the next day, just don't be guilty about it. That's the first thing. So don't punish yourself. Adek, who I used to work with,
love Adek. She's awesome.
Yeah. She always said, just make your next meal carnivore. I don't think you need to do any fasting if you want to. Yes, it is sort of quite a good. It's quite a good reset, but I don't think you need to. I mean, if you just spend the next 1 to 2 weeks eating carnivore, you will be back. You will be back where you want to be.
That's right.
It's really that simple. So
very good.
You don't need to fast. Yes, it might turbocharge your return to fitness, detox all the crap out of you, or whatever you want to say. But you don't need to. You can definitely just get back on the horse.
Very good. All right. All right. What kind of salt are you? What is your salt proclivity?
Well, I have this rather wonderful French salt that I get from
French.
The real food company, and it is a sort of Celtic sea salt. It's a little bit damp and it's a little bit posh, I suppose. It tastes really nice. But the real food company are very strict in what they promote, and it's pretty clean. So I think that's it. I understand why people have other types of salt, like Redmond's. I get that. Pink Himalayan the jury seems to be out on that. Celtic sea salt, actual Celtic sea salt seems to be okay. Malden sea salt. I just think if you're really worried about everything, get a brand that offers third-party testing for the heavy metals, but don't overthink it, because those salts I've just mentioned are still definitely better than no salt.
Yes, Diddy. Good. I just take whatever salt is on the table. Yeah. I'm one of those who just I have everything put in front of me food-wise, and I go, thank you very much.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop on the decision making there. It's just because if I'm left to my own devices to make my own decisions about food and beverage and whatever else, it all turns to custard.
Is this like the Steve Jobs approach? Why he always wore a turtleneck and jeans? So he didn't have that decision to make. So he could run a company. Yeah,
I guess.
Farm out the decisions to someone else, or
that's right. Yes. We're talking about Her Majesty Pym, Queen of Pirates, first of her name, mother of puppies the unpoked, Queen of Ducks and all of Pymbatia.
Yes.
She had a birthday. She had a birthday the other day. She did.
Did she?
Yeah.
How old was she, if I'm allowed to ask?
You are allowed to ask. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. So I won't tell you that she was 49.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We know alcohol is metabolized before carbs. After that, fat, then protein. Where are the exogenous ketones in priority? Okay, let's talk about priority of selection of fuels a bit.
Well, it's a loaded question because priority, preferred, or what happens are three different things. So you're absolutely right. Alcohol is metabolized first because it's needed to be cleared immediately because it's
overtly toxic. Yeah.
Right. Now, if you had all of these things in front of you, you had some exogenous ketones, alcohol, carbohydrates, protein. Exogenous ketones would be next, but not for any sinister reason other than it is just very quickly oxidized. So we're taking something out which isn't part of our natural macronutrients. Exogenous ketones are produced for the very reason to do that, because they, it's that ready-made fuel. So they will burn that, which is the terrible phraseology just to annoy Bart. They will oxidize that first, even before your body fat. So that's okay. So then you've got carbs, if we're going to go in order, then protein, then dietary fat, and then your body fat stores. It's all simple. It's really all simple.
And of course, as soon as your blood sugar drops below the homeostatic level, immediately you start dissolving your own muscles, don't you, Stephen?
Yeah, well, of course. That makes total sense.
Of course it does. Fucking idiots.
Yes.
Jesus. Anyway, right. Ragnar has also had a good experience with Cyril, apparently. Good to hear. Look, there are many, many, many such stories. Just anecdotes. Just anecdotes.
Clinical judgments, clinical experience.
Yes, indeed.
Anecdotes. Yes.
Right. Why do you think NAD plus supplements became famous, unlike adult stem cell supplements? And can you talk about your experience with it briefly? My experience with NAD plus is I took it for a bit, and because it was put in front of me, and I didn't notice a damn thing, personally.
Yeah.
Whereas I definitely did notice many damn things when I started taking Cyril products about 17 years ago.
Yes. Well, I mean, to be contentious, maybe, I think its popularity is because it's had celebrity endorsements. People in the longevity field who are quite well known.
Oh, you mean absolutely credible and not at all dodgy nonsense, like not really a Dr. Peter Attia that never finished his training to be a doctor and actually isn't one. That guy, you mean?
Yeah. Yes. I just think that better marketing. So yeah, I don't think there's a particularly strong reason, and it's the same as me. I didn't get any benefit from it. Maybe, some people do well with injections of it, with a proper practitioner in that way. But for me, it's for that reason I'm out.
Right. Okay. There you go. Dragon's Den. Very good. Love it. All right. I understood K2 with D3 is to keep the calcium from getting into arteries and direct D3 into the bone, among other things. K2 does a lot of things. It's involved in a lot of signaling of a lot of different things. It's all a rich tapestry.
It is. I got told off my very basic. Last week I said this, and there's a lot more to it. Yes, there is a lot more to it. But how far do you want to go?
Exactly.
K2 activates matrix GLA proteins. Yes. If you want to know all that and you want to know about osteocalcin and K2 dependency, you can. But in the end, it works, doesn't it? How much do you need to know?
That's it. Exactly. That's the thing that we who are, just fonts of knowledge, we just don't know how much to share at any given time, you see. Because
the thing is, people want to know what works. What's his name? Chris Masterjohn used to do Chris Masterjohn Night and say, details, schmetails, just tell me what works. Great.
Yeah.
5 minutes, very basic, with a little bit of science. And I always thought that was quite clever. I think that's
well,
really
from
good.
Chris Masterjohn, it would have to be a very little bit of science, frankly. I'm not a fan, personally.
I know you're not, but I'm talking about the format.
Yeah,
you know,
yes, the format. Yes, good. You said, I presume that means me, because I did say this. I said that people with familial hypercholesterolemia may have dysfunctional LDL receptors. I didn't say maybe. I said they do. What might cause this, and how can it be tested? Well, what you need to understand is that it is the fact that these receptors are dysfunctional that causes the hypercholesterolemia. It's not the other way around, right? The hypercholesterolemia is caused by a gene mutation which causes an inappropriate series of amino acids to be put together in trying to construct the protein transporters so that they don't fold up properly, so that they don't work properly. How's that? Is that enough detail?
Detail schmetails. You did it.
Exactly. And how can you be tested? Well, you go and get tested for the SNPs. There are many different SNPs that cause various different levels of hypercholesterolemia, and you can go and get a sweep done on your genes if you want.
And if you live to over 40 years, and you have FH, then you tend to live longer than the average population. Explain that and stay fashionable.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. But there's a lot of genetic defects there, because it's the pesky 9 is one.
Pesky 9, yes, PSK9 inhibitors, yep.
Yeah, so that you get a gene mutation with FH. I mean, the interesting thing, if you're really into this, there's a great interview with Dr. Malcolm Kendrick on my channel.
Good.
Well, he talks a little bit about FH, because he really finds that the people that say it's a slam dunk look at FH, says, well, it isn't, because
you mean ultimately completely knowledgeable people like not really a competent Dr. Terry Simpson, who knows all about this.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, he's so competent that he knows that association absolutely causes causality, does association, absolutely. And that he can be a complete steaming hypocrite whenever he wants.
Do you know what? He did front up, right?
Well, there is that.
Give him that. Yes,
he fronted up to me to have the live discussion. Okay, so kudos for that. Thanks for that. That was awesome. Some more views in the bank, as it were. However, as usual with these turds, what he did as soon as the thing was finished and he'd been absolutely excoriated, ring punched by yours truly, punched bloody he was verbally, absolutely beaten up from pillar to post, he went straight back to X, started to double down on the same excremental, ridiculous nonsense, only more so. And take shots at me personally, because obviously he couldn't deal with the actual argument. So the next thing to do is attack the person making the argument. The other thing that he seems incapable of is determining the difference between me and this guy. He's him, I'm me. He does his own thing. As I say, I keep telling him to do something different. He won't have it.
You won't have it.
No, you won't. Hey, Sans Faisan, who am I do, bra? Very good. That's about all my Swedish. Well, I've got a bit more, but it's pretty poor. Min svenska inte så mycket bra.
What's Pim's language?
Swedish first.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
Well, she claims to not be able to speak Swedish or English anymore. But I did ask her, because she's been now living in and amongst English-speaking people. Well, I say English. When I went to the UK, that's where I met Pim, in the UK. When I went to the UK, I was led to believe I was going to an English-speaking country. And that's not a statement about how things have evolved in England. I'm talking about actual people that were born there. They don't speak English, do they? Can't stand a word. I mean, I was in a fish and chip shop in Glasgow one night with my then wife, who was English. And apparently what was said by this bloke in a thick Ouija accent was, I don't have any spring rolls ready just now. There'll be a couple of minutes. Is that all right for you?
Mm.
It was one word, all of that.
Really?
And none of it was formed with any vowels that I was aware of existing prior to that. I had to look at my wife, and she was like saying to this bloke, "It's all right, he's from Barcelona."
She's from Barcelona, yeah.
Bags upstairs, room 7. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyway, what was I talking about before we got off into that segue? I was talking about English speaking. Yes. Yes. So, I was talking to Pim about, language and stuff, and asking her some searching questions. Turns out she these days thinks in English, dreams in English, or her version of it.
Mm-hmm.
I speak kind of, when I'm trying to speak Swedish, it's called Swanglish, apparently, because I've got some of the right words, but I pronounce them wrong every time, because the Swedish alphabet has 2 more vowels that we don't have. They're called, 3. They're called O, A, and Ö.
Okay.
So they've got A, E, I, O, U, O, A, Ö.
Ah.
Okay, so I get those wrong. Yeah, and I also construct sentences completely wrong, apparently, because there's a way that they do it that's different from the way that we would do it. So I'm always being laughed at and corrected. But there you go. That's my experience with speaking Swedish. Dave will tell you all about that. He's been here. Haven't you, Dave? Where are you? You're AWOL. There's work to be done here on the farm. You are not here, Dave. Goodness gracious. This is Field Marshal Dave of the Meat Militia. Good bloke. Beast of a man. Everybody should subscribe to Dave's channel if you're not already. He does good videos too. We need Trump to straighten the word out? God, I hope not. I hope we don't need Trump to straighten the word out. He's pretty busy doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's straightening out the US and Europe and the World Health Organization and the UN and the WHO. He's sorting those guys out.
Isn't it funny, that singer at the Grammys who said that you can't be...
hilarious.
On...
Go on, tell us the story.
Stolen land. You
yes.
know. Well, an influencer went public on Instagram and said, well, actually, that's my land. I'm going to travel. I think he was traveling New Zealand, Australia, or something like that. I'm going to travel over and I'm just going to come and sit in your house.
That's right.
She got ice onto him, got him arrested at the airport, and sent. He was deported straight away. So they're full of rubbish.
Hello, DC. How's it? What are you rebuilding, DC? Is something broken? I didn't hear anything about anything being broken that needs rebuilding. DC's apparently rebuilding something. Tell us about it, Dave. I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
Apparently it's going good, whatever he's rebuilding. So here we go. I'm so out of touch, I'm told. Oh, here's a good one. On Active, yes. How do we argue that habitually blocking the LOX and COX pathways is indicated? I think I heard Eddie Goeke say that he thinks it should only be used for acute inflammation. Interesting. What are your thoughts on the habitual blocking of the LOX and COX pathways, Stephen?
Well, I'd rather hear your views, Bart, because I think
fair enough.
More of the expert on that.
All right. The inflammatory pathways exist for a reason, absolutely. They're encoded for in our gene set, absolutely. They're there because they have a role to play. The difficulty is that humans have changed our lifestyles so markedly, so rapidly, in terms of the genetic ability to adjust to different lifestyles, that not every aspect of our gene set is 100% appropriate for our lives anymore. As such, a thing that's designed to do a job and does that job and does it well, but it's only, for want of a better term, expected to occur rarely, that being an inflammatory response. It turns out that in our modern lifestyles, we are exposing ourselves to pro-inflammatory influences all the time. That's contraindicated. So the two ways that we can attack that problem are, number one, to reduce the inflammatory inputs in our lives as much as possible, and number two, to knock down those pathways that are constantly inappropriately activated. On balance, I think it's definitely a benefit. It certainly has been a benefit to me in my life. I had a chronic inflammatory problem before I started taking cereal products, which seems to be resolved now. And interesting separation, I started taking cereal products about 7 years before I went carnivore. So there's quite a separation there. So the carnivore was imposed on top of the cereal, not the other way around. Interesting, isn't it?
It is. Very interesting.
Yes. So that was my experience anyway. Love us some Eddie Goeke, by the way. Eddie's great. Mini me. I taught him everything he knows. No, I didn't. That's not true at all. And people that think he's just copying me, no, he's not. He's his own person. He's got his own brain. He's got his own vocabulary. Jesus, has he got a vocabulary, that boy?
Yeah, he has.
He knows many words, bigger than wheelbarrow.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. But the thing is, I would say physiology, if you're explaining physiology, you're going to say similar things because it's the same.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you are a person who is absolutely divorced from objective reality and destitute of the most basic comprehension of first principles, in which case, Terry Simpson, you just make some shit up.
Well, yes.
Yes. And then you say something completely different, like the association between this and that absolutely proves the cause and effect relationship between those two things. Oh, because I learned otherwise in the first half an hour of my first undergraduate degree. Clearly, my professors were wrong, and you're right. All hail, Terry Simpson. You know everything. Of course you do. And Richard Burgess. There you go. Here's a bloke that agrees with Richard Burgess, and because Richard Burgess bench presses 415 pounds, he must be right.
So my camera's updating. So if I suddenly go off, it's just decided to update. If I suddenly go off, I do apologise.
It's all right, Stephen. It's usually me that's completely going off, isn't it?
Yeah,
going off on one.
It's really confused me over there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know why it's done that. I do apologise if I look lost.
No, I haven't noticed anything much. You do freeze up from time to time, but I always put that down to the interwebs being the problem.
Yes, well, often it is.
Ah, yes. The former Australia. Elbow Stan these days. Now, speaking of, that is another one of these characters that needs to go. All of these globalist, they're all in bed together, literally, probably. Trying to erode, destroy, undercut the basic human liberties and human rights of people, overtly trying to reduce the world population by nefarious means, destroying people financially, etc., etc., etc. This is another one of these. I mean, the current leadership in the UK, Europe, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and a bunch of others I probably can't think of right now, but those are the ones that come to my mind immediately as being places that are absolutely in peril of the irreversible, almost, destruction of society by these globalist, leftist, so-called progressives. Again, progressives. Exactly what progress are you referring to? Those people. This totalitarian nonsense that's going on. I mean, we've alluded to it already, so, apologies for going back to it. But, like, for example, Keir Starmer wanting to, and he's not the only one because other countries are doing it too, trying to limit people's access to basic information, the internet, okay? And having the cheek, the gall to suggest that this is for the safety of the children, he says. My alarm's going off, telling me to wake up, Stephen. Shut up, alarm. Right, so it's for the safety of the children, this internet ban that they're wanting to put in place. This is the same Keir Starmer telling us he's about the safety of children, the same Keir Starmer who, when he was the director of prosecutions in the UK, refused, point blank, to prosecute the known nonce Jimmy fucking Savile. So don't tell me it's about the safety of children, for God's sake. Unbelievable. Anyway, sorry about that. Unacceptable views again. Yes, my bigotry is getting away on me again. Yes.
Yeah, we've done an hour.
I know. Would you like to stop, or can we? I'm okay for time. How are you going?
I'm getting close to the fact I've got consults tonight. So
right. Okay. Well, you just let us know whenever you need to jump off, and we can let you jump off. That's fine.
It's going to be about 10 minutes maximum.
Okay. Well, cool. You just sing out. Right. We've done those 2 super chats. What's next? Yes, I think I was just alluding to the treatment of women and children by various parts of the establishment around the world. What do we think of That
was excellent.
Thank you.
I am having problems with my computer, by the way. Right. What do I think of it? I've tried it and I didn't get any benefit from it, really. But,
agreed. Same. I've had the same experience. It sounded great, but I got nothing.
But you see, it's going back to what we said, isn't it? It's a precursor to NAD+. So,
yeah.
To me, firstly, I would wonder, does it even get where it's supposed to go past your digestion? So
that would be a good question, yeah.
So that yeah, I would say normally you get a signal, don't you? If a few of your clients start getting benefit, you prick your ears up and take notice. But I haven't seen that. That's not come through at all. And I've done this for 16 years, and 4 of that was a high carb. So what you said about carnivore and doing stem enhance over not being carnivore and carnivore, I've been doing this as a high carb advocate, and then realizing I was an idiot.
Right.
So I've not had anyone say to me, it's really worked.
Yep. Same. I agree. Absolutely. All right. Here's someone that's been sucked into buying Keto Mojo gear and checked their ketones, and they're lower than that person thinks they should be because they've been carnivore for 2 years. Have fun with that one, Stephen.
Well, that's what your body's decided you need. There's 2 ways of looking at what you're doing there. One is those people that are worried about high blood glucose. Well, that's pretty average. It's not high, it's not low. It's sort of where most people would be. And your ketones are what's in the blood, not in the tissue. So your uptake of ketones could be exceptional. This is the downside of the Keto Mojo. It is a thing that can give you a number so you could track and you could see a trend. I wouldn't be bothered about the raw number. I would be interested in how you look and feel and how you perform. And that number is really interesting. I think if you're type 1, type 2 diabetic, it might be more valuable. But if you're biohacking and you're neither of those things, or you're looking at therapeutic ketosis, it might be worth it. But for them, I mean, I've got one. I've done it. I've used it for content, mainly to prove things wrong. Like, for instance, if you eat a big slab of meat, you're kicked out of ketosis. And I wasn't. Now, it's true that some people do get high levels of ketones the longer they do this. But I also know people with high levels of ketones and they're complaining about their body composition. So, I would go to your clinical experience and how you look and feel.
Absolutely agreed. Yep. I would also get rid of the ketone meter. I'd get it out of your life. You don't need it. It's not going to give you any information of any utility. Your body takes care of the level of ketones that it needs. And as Stephen said, unless you are a basically uncontrolled type 1 diabetic, there's not really any value in it whatsoever. There's nothing prognostic you're going to get from it whatsoever. Get rid of it. Yeah. I don't know much about Carly Muscle, but apparently Carly Muscle's diet is disgusting, whatever that means. Do you know much about Carly Muscle?
No, I don't know who Carly Muscle is.
Neither. There you go. It's another influencer. At the end of the day, why would you want to listen to anybody else? Stephen and I are the science. We are safe and effective. You should trust us and never question the science at all. If you do, that's hate speech.
Carly Muscle.
And bigotry. Ted's nose is about to fall off.
Oh, he's an American bodybuilder and YouTuber.
There you go. Oh, well, he must know everything then, because everyone on YouTube knows everything, don't they?
Who has appeared in commercials for Taco Bell and Snickers.
All right, well, that's all we need to know then, isn't it?
Yes.
Because anyone that would promote any of those things is not someone we want to listen to about nutrition.
And he had a heart attack on January the 17th.
There you go.
So I don't want to be too derogatory, but there you go.
Right. Well, we wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
No.
Nonetheless. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Cyril got rid of my spectacles, according to Pamela Gordon, 8759.
Yeah.
All right. I've still got spectacles, and I still haven't grown my hair back. I want my money back, Cyril. The thing is, Cyril actually just releases the stem cells. Your body decides the priorities of what gets repaired and fixed up and in what order. So, yeah, there it is. Some people get all sorts of things happening and others get all sorts of other things happening. Yes, getting fibrin out of the way is, because if you've got all your microvasculature all plugged up with fibrin, it's very difficult to get formed elements there, like red cells, white cells, stem cells, immune cells, whatever else. So, yes, clearing it out of the way is a good thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Should we wrap up?
Yes, let's wrap up. Yeah. All right.
Have you enjoyed it?
I have. It's been unacceptable. I've loved it. It's been good. Yeah,
Maybe
watch the views on this plummet because we said naughty things about our fearless global leaders and things. Go on, Stephen.
Maybe we should put some unacceptable views in our answers. I don't know, so people can go, that's not true.
Yes,
maybe we should.
Maybe.
Add more plants.
Well, here we go. Add more plants. You need carbohydrates, though, because your brain needs carbohydrates and you can't get them from anywhere else.
Yeah.
How's that?
I think people might see it.
Also, association is causality. And confounds, covariates, collinearities, and other scientific erosion of one's ability to make assertions on the basis of one's data only apply when it suits my theology, personally.
I've got a couple.
Have you?
Yeah, Lane Norton is a clever and lovely bloke.
Of course he is.
I think
all clever, lovely blokes leave their pregnant wives for another woman.
Yes. And Peter Attia, we should still listen to him, I think.
Oh, he's a saint.
Yeah.
Is Peter?
Yep.
Or should be.
That's very good. I went
rope is cheap. Unacceptable. Rope is cheap.
I went to see a comedian called Mark Simmons.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought some merch, which is unusual for me, but I wanted to support him as he's an up-and-coming one. And I got this card here, which I think is good. It says,
nice.
I asked my girlfriend if she wants to go out for a meal tomorrow night. She said yes. So now I've got the house to myself.
You're here all week. Love it.
Yes.
All right, then. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. We've appreciated it. It's been fun. Join us again next time we're here for some more unacceptable views, really. You can ask us questions and we'll give you unacceptable answers. How's that? That's what we promise to do, steadfastly, to be unacceptable, isn't it? Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for participating. Thanks for the 1 or 2 super chats. Don't forget you can send sats if you want to send sats. There's a QR code where you can get an address to send me some sats. You can also send me dirty fiat money if you like. I'll still take it while it still exists, of course. Of course I will. You can send the dirty fiat via the usual channels that have always been open. There's also a version of the address to send the sats going across the bottom of the screen on the yellow ticker tape. And at some point later when I can be asked, I'll put it in the show notes underneath the video as well. Thank you to Coach Stephen for... Yes, go on.
I've got to interrupt because I think a brilliant idea for the next one. Mark, for instance, has put, Lane Norton knows the first law of thermodynamics. I think next time we do this, we should get unacceptable views like that, we should ask the people out there.
Yeah.
Give us a funny, unacceptable view, because I think that would be quite good.
Yes. For those that don't know what Stephen is talking about, Lame Norton believes in his, well, he used to at least, well, because he made a video saying so. He said that the first law of thermodynamics indicates that mass is conserved. Okay, well, that's great, except that it doesn't say that. Because number one, mass is not conserved, and number two, the first law of thermodynamics explicitly excludes any mention of mass, in fact. So anyway, there you go. Well done, Lame Norton, PhD, who doesn't know the first principles like the first law of thermodynamics.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt in your...
Not at all. I was just going to say, Stephen, Coach Stephen, thank you very much for your valuable time. Thank you for your expertise. Thank you for being the voice of reason here, because Ted won't be.
No, but of course not.
Neither will I, because I just have unacceptable views, frankly.
Yes.
So it's good that you're here to temper things and to keep the vibe of the show rolling, to make it just to chuckle along, and to add all the useful information. Actually, I'm just here to rock things up. Apparently.
No, you're brilliant, Bart, and your knowledge is fantastic, consistent, and it's common sense and joined up. And that's what I like about you.
Very good.
The consistency thing is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
So
very good. Yes, I'm always consistent. I say the same things all the time. It's very, very predictable. All right. Okay. Thanks for being here. I think we should sing the song and be done with it, shouldn't we?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. Steak and eggs and steak. That's what you should have for your breakfast. Delicious eggs and steak and eggs. Just making sure you heard. I think they got it, Ted. Join us next time and all of that. Hit the button, Ted. It's not hard. That's what she said. All of that. All right. Good.
Bye.
Yep.